people in here. Be way better.
They're great performers. You never know what you're going to get at those shows, and it's not just straight off the CD.
Best band ever.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they got the best tunes in town.
Good music.
All right, look, without question, they're the most important Canadian band of the past 2 decades.
Best Canadian band ever!
It's all about the hip.
And for many of you, it defines how you see Canada.
I was probably about 3 years old when their first album came out, so I've been listening to them my whole life.
We're talking Gord Downie, Bobby Baker, Paul Langlois, Gord Sinclair, and Johnny Faye.
All the chicks and all the money are with the drummers. The bass player's always the default guy.
Yeah, I think he's kind of sexy, the old guy.
They are the Tragically Hip, and this is The Hour. Hey everybody, what's going on? Come on in. Welcome to a very special edition of The Hour. It is nice to be with you on this fine evening. And why? You ask, is this a special edition? Well, I'll tell you. For nearly 2 decades, the biggest band in Canada have been the Tragically Hip. Tons of releases, millions of records sold, and they're back with a brand new one. It's in stores now. It is called World Container. And tonight, right here on The Hour, a very special one-on-one interview with Gord Downie. The lead singer of the band will join me. We'll get into everything Tragically Hip, the good and the bad, the songs and the private life. And then when we come back from that interview, the band gets on stage and rocks out, giving you tracks from the brand new record. It is a world exclusive. Your first chance to hear a whole bunch of tracks from the brand new Hip record. Performance on the way, interview on the way. But first, shall we get you caught up to the biggest band in Canada, the Tragically Hip. Well, you don't get any more Canadian than the Tragically Hip. They've been called this country's home and native band. Here's some information. Formed in 1983, Kingston, Ontario, the Hip released their first record in '87. A self-titled album that went largely unnoticed.
I swear to God!
Then, 1989, the Hip broke through with this.
New Orleans is sinking!
The album's called Up to Here, and New Orleans is Sinking made the Tragically Hip a household name. A few years later comes the record Fully Completely, and it was official. The Hip were representing. They sing about hockey players like Bobby Orr, Bill Barilko, Dan Snyder. They sing about the injustice of David Milgaard, plus painter Tommy Thompson or the writer Hugh McLennan. It's music, culture, and history all rolled into one. Okay, so who's in the band? Well, as if you don't know. On your vocals, the enigmatic frontman, Gord Downie, Paul Langlois and the long-haired Robbie Baker on guitar, the other Gord, Mr. Sinclair on bass, and Johnny Faye doing the drums. These guys have sold more than 6 million records, made 11 studio albums,
Who am I talking to?
and still sell out shows all across the country, and I'm talking about arenas.
I've been meaning to call you.
Their latest album is World Container, produced by Canadian producing legend Bob Rock. Yes, the same Bob Rock, who's worked with Metallica, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, and Our Lady Peace. Rolling Stone magazine has called the Hip bona fide monsters of rock at home, and no other Canadian band has replaced them in their fans' affections. And after over 2 decades, it's unlikely that anyone ever will. Well, there's the band, and here's the man. Gord Downie, welcome to The Hour.
Hi, George.
Nice to see you, sir.
Likewise.
There it is. What are you like when you put out a new record these days?
What am I like?
Yeah, like, has it changed the way you feel about them and your anxiety and all that?
I think I used to, by now, I would have been highly agitated and really wanting to be rid of it, but probably just to be rid of the agitation. And this one we've actually sat on longer, waiting for it to come out, and I think I'm actually a little remiss. No, I'm lamenting, kind of letting it go. It's been in my back pocket a while and kind of a secret. So, you know, when I'm getting some Black Forest ham at the deli, it's, wait till you hear my new record. To myself.
Yes.
You know, and 10 slices of Black Forest ham, please.
Why did you wait longer, actually? Is there a technical, was there an interesting reason outside from business, or?
Well, it was your schedule, really.
Yes.
You know, you were, you know, ready now, so we were ready to put it out a couple months ago, but we waited.
Well, you finally got it right then, didn't you?
Yeah. You know, but I think it was just timing. We got home and we wanted to take our time putting it together, and there you have it.
Did you focus yourself differently on this record? Because it sounds like a different kind of commitment, but it sounds like that on the outside. I don't know what it was like on the inside.
Yeah. Well, I think first and foremost, you know, we wanted to be good for Bob. You know, I think he was a very focusing influence on the group Bob Rock. For the couple of you out there,
Bob Rock, Metallica, Bon Jovi, Our Lady Peace. He's worked with a million different artists.
Yeah. So I think it was the right guy at the right time. I think he jumped into the cockpit and pulled back on the stick, and he was a very great influence on the group.
He really pulls people in and makes them look at parts of their music that artists haven't for a long time, and that's really challenging for artists. Was it like that for you?
Yeah. I mean, I think he wanted to... He thought it was fairly simple. Thought we were a good rock band, great grooves, semi-literate lyrics, and he really wanted to bring that out. I think he was interested in what our influences were, and I think he was interested in showing that to people.
Is that a new experience for you?
Well, kind of, because I think, you know, for lack of any kind of tutelage or handbook, you begin this dogged pursuit of your own sound as a group, and you cling to that, and that quickly becomes a control issue. We want control of our own sound, so you become kind of a band that wants to protect everything. And I think in the process you kind of tuck all those influences, all that fun stuff, all that music-loving fun stuff of your youth under the hem, under the garment, and lo and behold, it's fun to recognize your place in the grand scheme of things in this, you know, river of rock.
That's why I asked about the focusing off the top, because it just sounded like the same band making a different record in a way that I don't think I've heard in the last couple of records from you guys. It just seemed like you made a conscious decision to... I wouldn't say enjoy it. It's a little different, though.
Yeah. As I say, I mean, Bob comes into the room, he works the room in the rehearsals, he starts going around whispering to each guy, well, not so much whispering, but to Paul. Kids don't get it, kind of hear it, chick, 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 you know, and then while Paul's practicing that, he's off, you know, talking to Robbie, again, just trying to make the song more interesting to him, and it was very interesting to us. I think he was really jazzed because whatever he asked for, the band could deliver. These guys in the hip. Very agile, which, you know, maybe I'd even forgotten.
You have to reinvent yourself because you do it enough times, and your songs are all over the radio to a point where you're probably sick of them. Yeah, although I'm sure... No, you're great. They're everywhere. So do you have a... do you say, okay, I need to take this band, and we as a relationship need to bring a new level to it now, for this record, for this time, for all of the things that go wrong?
Well, I think more than that, it was more, and to what I was saying, I guess, we need to be better friends. We don't hang out. We don't phone each other.
When did you stop being better friends?
You and me?
No, them. No, you and them and each other.
No, there was no stopping or starting. We're trying so hard with each other. We feel like there's more to do, there's more to accomplish. The writing as a collective is unique, and maybe other people don't realize it, but we know it. And we've taught each other a lot, you know, about how to become songwriters. Obviously, when there's more of you, it takes a little longer. So the arc of our career is taking a little longer. But, you know, you get families and kids, and that very obviously and rightfully becomes your main concern. But the relationship I think about and talk about and think about the most is my relationship to these guys. Sorry.
Awesome. Diane Sawyer, bringing in Gord Downie in conversation with him. The band, the Tragically Hip, have a new record, World Container, and they'll be performing those songs for you a little bit later on in the program. More conversation with Gord when we come back. Welcome back to a very special edition of The Hour. The Tragically Hip got a new record. It's in stores, as you can see. It's called World Container. They'll be performing some songs from that a little bit later on in the program, but we're conversing with the frontman of said outfit, Mr. Gord Downie. Dude, you're going... we know you care about the environment. We know this. Track number 1 on this record here deals with that. You're not the ocean. And you have some thoughts on the way this country's going politically with the environment, don't you?
Well, yeah, one or two, I guess, like everybody, like all ordinary citizens.
Yeah, but not all ordinary citizens get to put them on a record and then sing them every night for people.
No. Well, I'm just trying to do my part to overcome this conservative bias in the media. Conservative bias? I thought it was a liberal bias.
Which one is it again?
Yeah. No, but, you know, just doing my small, feeble part, you know, on behalf of the ordinary citizen, you know. I think these are our rights. Water keepers, for instance, you know, can you drink the water? Can you swim in the water? Can you eat the fish you pull out of the water?
No, no, and no.
And these are your rights. These are basic rights. And it's also the law. If you pollute, it's against the law. You're supposed to clean it up.
Do you watch the news?
Never.
Never.
Just you.
Just me.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Excellent call. Are you the kind of guy that sits there and watches TV? When you do, let's say by accident, and want to throw things, what are you guys doing? Like, do you get, because, you know, people just think that you're a calm guy doing your thing. But, you know, do you become that other guy when you're watching this stuff and you're watching the Prime Minister from whichever party it happens to be, and you really get into it?
No, just when I'm watching the Bruins, really.
Yeah,
I
that's
throw
right.
things at TV. But no, I mean, you know, it's an ongoing thing, obviously. I think right now in Canada, for instance, it just all seems to be about election fever. Oh, that's going to lose them some votes. Who cares who's in charge? I mean, just let's have a golden vision. Let's start going in the right direction. And, you know, that makes the ordinary citizen just kind of pissed off, I think. Feel like you're being taken for granted. Feel like you don't have the respect of your government or big industry. You know.
Downie Sinclair, 08.
I'm no vice president. I'm on. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's right. You're right on top. Are you having, it's such an, have you had more fun? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, I'm having a good time. You mean like
general.
my press junket?
No, that's, you know, because you know, the idea of when you're in the Tragically Hip long enough, I mean, you're professionally Gord Downie at a point to the audience, right?
Right.
And there have been lots of times where you seem to have pulled away from that.
Right.
Whereas it seems that you're not necessarily as much now.
Yeah. Well, we've hit a good patch, a good plane, you know. Like I say, the band, we're trying hard with each other, and it shows. I think we're finally getting to the point where we feel like a family. We're reaching familyhood. We have great
family band.
Great people in place, yeah. You know, Patty and Bernie and everybody. You know, I just feel like we're heading in the right direction. And lo and behold, it's really our relationship that I'm talking about. And from that, you know, good things can happen. You know, who knows? Commercially, who cares, really?
Is that true? Like, you guys don't care anymore commercially?
Well, I never really did. I mean, other than making it, there's not much I can do. You know, I can come here and slow dance with you, and if you'd like.
I have 2 left feet, bro.
Yeah, all right, I'll lead. But otherwise, you know, play the shows, really take these onto the stage and enjoy those one-night moments. You know, we'll only be here tonight, this bunch of us in this room doing this. That's live performance. Let's try and find some point of transcendence and leap together. You know, I care about that stuff.
You know, with a lot of your lyrics, it's cryptic, apparently, and people say that. I don't know what he means by this. I heard this record, and I thought, wow, there's a lot of this guy just telling me what he thinks, and he's telling me that I'm not sure he knows what he thinks about this, and it seemed like an interesting place to be in one's life.
Yeah. Well, cryptic is cryptic. I definitely tried to be more succinct, try to be more economical, try to be concise. That's the logical conclusion of the road I've been on for a long time. You know, trying to be a better writer, trying to be a better singer. Lo and behold, you know, a lot of the romanticism, you know, boils down to something very mundane and technical. You know, quit smoking 10 years ago so I can get a better voice, so I can have more range. More range means more melodic possibilities. You know, love Tom Petty, but those cigs, they'll, you know, they get you singing the same song after a while because you can't really explore other places. So, sorry, Tom, just quit smoking.
That's right.
Anyway, so yeah, technical things lead to, you know, bigger changes.
But emotional things.
I guess, yeah. emotional things. And so, you know, and I think I stumbled upon, you know, the idea of love lately, writing, you know, a bunch of songs, love is a curse, or love is a first. You know, the heart is, lo and behold, it's our greatest resource, you know. And I was kind of avoiding it all those years, probably for those same, you know, for some highfalutin reason, you know, like, and probably spending, you know, coming at a lot of these songs from the head and trying to be pretty heady about it, and probably didn't trust myself to not lapse into some kind of sappy sentimentality. Sentimentality is really, really dangerous in my line of work. Not like getting hit with a bale of hay off the loader, but very dangerous. So didn't really go there too much. And since I've started, I realize it's, you know, it's the taking the crack at it that's the important thing. It's not necessarily understanding it. Love.
You think you're as, he said, as he gulps. Are you ready, final question, young man, to rock out in front of the people?
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
There you go. Nice to see you, Gord.
George.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gord Downie, the Tragically Hip. When we return, the band that he fronts will join him, and they will get on stage and give it to you. A very special edition, the Tragically Hip in the Hour. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to a very special edition of The Hour. The Tragically Hip of a new record is called World Container, and this is your first chance.